Thank you, Madam Chair. Here we go again. Just like yesterday, our colleagues on the other side of the aisle voted to criminalize the transfer of a firearm between two law-abiding citizens. Today, the further reveals the interest that they're bringing up a bill that would prohibit law-abiding citizens from ever being able to acquire firearms. And that's not hyperbole, Madam Chair. It's fact. In fact, let me just walk you through how that would happen. Allow me to explain that you would walk through the mechanics of this legislation. Let's start at the beginning of the month. Assume I went to a federally firearms license, an FFL, to purchase a firearm on Friday, February 1st of this month. Under H.R. 1112, the FBI's the NICS system has 10 business days to respond to the FFL. The 10th business day is a Friday, February the 15th. If after those 10 business days NICS does not okay the transfer, I must file a petition with the Department of Justice certifying that I have no reason to believe that I am prohibited by federal, state, or local law from purchasing or possessing a firearm. Once that petition is filed, the NICS system has an additional 10 days to make a determination. That would be Monday, March 5th in our example, because February 18th was a federal holiday and not a business day. If at the conclusion of the 20 business days waiting period, NICS does not deny the transfer, I could then acquire the firearm. But wait, Madam Chair. Under existing law, NICS background check is only valid for 30 calendar days. The date it is initiated under our example would be Saturday, March the 2nd, which is 2 days before my petition is required to be acted upon. At that point, I would be required to start the process over again entirely. There could be no end to this cycle. Now, I'm not sure if the H.R. 1112 was written this way out of just messed up writing or malice. I'm not sure, but it does do this, and there's no mistaking what is written. And as I have said many times, we do not vote on aspirational ideas in this chamber. They're great to debate, but we do not vote on aspirational ideas. We vote on words on paper, and words on paper are just as I have described. I'll let the American people determine what the intent was here. However, as I noted yesterday, in the rush to put this to the floor, they did not bother to fix several major issues. We also know, as we go forward in this, that this indefinite and perpetual delay of the transfer of firearms to law-abiding citizens is probably perhaps the intent of this bill. Keep in mind, under current law, an FFL has the option to transfer the firearm after 3 business days, unless the transfer has been denied by NICS. I would contend 3 business days is not instant, and a month is anything but instant, particularly as technologies continue to advance. These laws have real-world consequences, and consequences can be deadly. Carol Brown, of New Jersey resident, with a restraining order against her ex-boyfriend. Her application for a firearm took longer than 40 days to process, and he stabbed her to death while she was waiting to legally protect herself. Let that sink in. This bill would empower abusers and violent predators by making their victims more vulnerable. Madam Chair, we oppose this legislation. It doesn't make sense in its current form. It will do nothing to make our community safer, but it will make it harder for law-abiding citizens to exercise their Second Amendment rights and to defend themselves and their families. And Madam Chair, I'm not often going to be able to say this, but I am joined today by the ACLU, who is opposing this bill and scoring against this bill. It's not ready for prime time. It's ready to go back to actually have hearings and actually do markups and actually work with this bill. I appreciate the gentleman, especially from South Carolina's intent. No one fights stronger for his constituency than the gentleman from South Carolina. This is just not the right piece of legislation at the right time for the reasons that I have spoke of that have nothing to do with the intent. It has everything to do with words on paper. And remember, Madam Chair, that's what we vote on, not aspirational ideas. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.